Hey, what's up?
Hi. Are we going to play something nice today?
Yeah, something really like sweet and happy and gentle and kind.
That sounds great. I'm really excited about it.
What's it called?
It's called Abnormal.
Oh, that's an interesting name for a sweet game.
Well, okay. So Abnormal by Avery Alder is a game about body horror.
Wait.
Surprise! I tricked you.
Oh, man. Thought we were playing Candyland, the RPG version.
Just because there's starbursts everywhere.
Yeah, I know. God damn it. So, it is a game for 1 to 3 players. So it's kind of like a GM-less game. But I will be acting as basically a facilitator for both of you and help you through this. It is about the struggle between a witness and a morphological horror. So the 3 roles in Abnormal are the witness, which is the main character, who is a person slowly being consumed by a horrific force. Somebody is going to play the horror. It begins with a single manifestation and will likely spread, develop new manifestations, and begin to overwhelm the witness. So one of us is going to get to torment another character.
Yay.
Okay, so there's also a support role, and they are people in the witness's life who help them maintain their grip on reality. And it is kind of like the smallest of the 3 roles. Before we go into like rules and stuff and talking about the game, is anybody thinking about what kind of role they want to be?
I don't mind doing the witness, but...
Okay, I was kind of wanting to do the horror.
Oh.
Okay.
And I was like, I could either have done the support or the horror. So...
It works for me.
Do you feel strongly about being the horror?
Sure.
Okay. Kristin's going to be the horror.
Okay.
Brandon's going to be the witness. And I will be the support. Now that we know what roles we're playing, we'll start setting this up. So, at the start of this game, the witness is holding their life together, but a hint of untenability exists. There are 2 support characters in the witness's life, but those relationships might be waning or problematic, and into this milieu, the horror enters with its first manifestation. So, Brandon, what you're going to do right now for the witness, you're going to pick 2 facets of the witness's life to describe out of work life, sex life, home life, social life. For each of the selected facets, choose 2 of the descriptors below that describe it and tell the other players a bit about it.
So John Barger is about 54 years old, and he's freshly retired. He was a lawyer, like a contract lawyer, doing very monotonous. It was satisfying to him, the kind of work, and he didn't really have many hobbies. He didn't really have any friends because he didn't have time for them. So like... He lived to work, and now he's finally retired and trying to figure out what he wants to do.
The support characters, which I will be creating, for each of them, I have to choose 2 of the descriptors below to describe them or the relationship to the witness. I'm seeing basically one person in his life maybe was a partner, like a partnership, like they had a law, it was like a law firm together.
I think they can fit. Because the situation I see this person in is... He's starting out his retirement by, he's never gone skiing all of his life. So he's going to go to like a ski lodge with his partner. They can, I don't see this being a romantic trip.
No.
Because he's not a very romantic person.
It's like his buddy.
Just guys being dudes.
Yeah, just guys being dudes on a ski slope.
Yeah, in a very forced way where it's like, this is what people do, right?
Right. This is what rich people enjoy.
Skiing.
I've never done it before. Now this is my time.
And
What
this
a
is
tragedy. I've never been.
And this is like a very basic ski course.
All right.
Like
So you've got John Barger, and then Barger and Sloan.
Barger and Sloan.
I don't know. Does that sound okay?
It sounds like a law firm I would not want to hire.
Barger and...
It's a state law.
No, that's good. Barger and Sloan. Or there
Sloan.
could be 2 Sloans, Barger and Sloans. Jim and Tim.
John Barger and Jim Sloan. Wow, they're so boring sounding.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put down Jim Sloan. So another person that his, maybe like somebody would call, like he would call and talk to, I'm going to say maybe his mother is still alive since he's 54. She could be like 70 years old.
That could be the case.
So, what should her name be? Barger,
Barbara Barger.
Fuck off.
Blah, blah, blah.
Bob blah blah's law office.
Law blog.
Law blog.
Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
law
blah, blah,
blog. God damn
That's
it.
one of the funniest things ever written.
I know. God damn it. I'm going to do Barbara Barger.
Okay.
Barbara
really
and
screw
Barger.
us.
Barbara. This is a show about body horror. Barbara and Barger.
Barbara Margaret Barger.
Oh my God,
Oh,
it's even better.
Barbara Marge Barger.
Oh my god. Okay, I keep making cards. I'm terrible.
Why is AR such a funny combination of letters?
I don't know, but I'm dying.
Okay, I got a question about Barbara.
Wait, okay.
Is she coming on this trip?
No, like I
Okay.
figured like it's like cell phones that are a thing that
Okay.
exist. We're trying to say that
Maybe he's taking his mother on a ski trip.
maybe instead of a ski trip, it's like they own a ranch and there's horses.
Wait,
Don't
what?
infect the horses. That's uncool.
No, it's a human
would be
virus.
pretty cool,
It's
but-
up to you. It's up to you. You're the
I don't
horror.
know. I think at that point, like she would be. I know you can still do stuff when you're like 70 plus. You can still go skiing, go to the ranch and everything, but like,
What if it's like they're going to her house?
but I
Like she owns a ski lodge. Maybe he owns his family owns a ski lodge.
And he's never been skiing.
Because he was afraid. Can we please do that?
Okay. Well, how about we do this?
Okay.
So like, they bought a ski lodge after he started working in the business.
Uh-huh.
So he never, that was never part of his childhood.
Okay.
Rich people get into weird businesses all the time.
Yeah, that's very true. Starting wineries that are shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Gross ass wine.
Let's just say like he got into law and then, the parents were probably rich. Like, let's just buy a ski lodge.
And
Maybe
so-
they were going to the ski lodge a lot and they're like, let's just buy this place.
Okay, cool. All right. Now I'm going to put some stuff together. That works.
And then we can keep Barbara.
Yeah.
Barbara
The
Barger.
Margaret Barger. God fucking damn it. So for the support characters, we have Jim Sloan, who was John Barger's law partner for their offices, Barger and Sloan. And he is unseeing and tired.
Okay.
And then we also have John Barger's mother, Barbara Margaret Barger.
It's never not funny.
I know, it just makes my mouth feel funny when I say it.
What was that?
Okay, so, God damn it.
Barbara Margaret Barger.
Barbara Margaret.
It's not as fun with a British accent, though.
Barbara.
The R's are what make
Yeah,
it.
I know. Gosh. And so, God damn it. And so for this, for the other,
She goes by Peg.
Mama Peg.
Yeah.
Oh, put that in quotations.
Is this from something?
I don't
Mama
know.
Pig?
I don't know. I put Mama in front of it.
So,
So sorry.
how did she get this name?
Hold on. Her
Peg
parents
is a real nickname for Margaret.
yeah.
Oh, is it?
It's like, what does Bob have to do with Robert?
Well,
It's like one of those.
Yeah. Okay. And the second support character is John Barger's mother.
I believe in you. Hey, Amber, what's his mother's name?
Tell us.
I hate you both, but also love this. God, I hate it. Barbara Margaret Barger, also known as Mama Peg. And she is frenetic and needy. That took a lot of time and effort to do that.
That sounded really nice.
You
now just
really
just
had to
cut
psych yourself up.
cut that sound clip and just paste it into every single mention of her name, so you never have to say it.
Barbara Margaret Barger.
I would love if it was like the most sloppily pasted.
Yes. Oh, God.
And it's always her full name
Yeah.
every time you say it.
So the horror player will now create an initial manifestation for the horror. They do this by choosing two of the descriptors that are below. Don't describe the manifestation yet. That'll happen when it first emerges in the second scene of the game. For now, just choose its descriptors and begin brainstorming what that might mean. So now I have these cards that are the stages. I place these stage cards face down, forming a row from stage 1 to stage 4. So for this game, we're using yellow starbursts, the lemon starburst as a fraction.
The objectively worst starburst.
The worst starburst. We're going to use these as fragment pieces because that's how we roll. And I'm going to take a fragment, and I'm going to place it on the 0 spot of the fragment's reclaimed track. So how this game works is it alternates between witness turns, in which the witness tries to keep their life together, and horror turns, in which the horror tries to extend its reach. The horror evolves over 4 stages: awaken, spread, overwhelm, and normalize. As it evolves, fragments build up on each of the 4 stage cards. There are 2 endgame triggers which cause the horror to win. Utterly consumed. 7 fragments rest upon the cards. Permanently entwined, 2 fragments rest upon the normalized stage card. The witness may be able to stave off the horror and reclaim their life by slowly realizing the underlying causes and points of infection that the horror has latched onto. This is represented by the 3rd possible endgame. Life reclaimed. 4 fragments have been reclaimed. Brandon, you're going to be responsible for narrating the witness's thoughts, and the horror is responsible for narrating their sensory experiences and any ways in which the horror manifests itself. And the witness player is generally responsible for narrating the witness's actions, though the horror player is invited to narrate how the witness probes or investigates things going on around them. The support player narrates all the extra characters, including the 2 supports. So I'll be lodge people.
Okay.
On the horror turn, the horror player rolls a 4-sided die. If the die face matches one of the already unlocked stages, add a fragment to that card and follow the instructions on that card for framing a scene. If the die face matches the next stage waiting to be unlocked, it is now unlocked. The player turns the stage card face up, places a fragment upon it, and follows the instructions on that card for framing a scene. If the die face doesn't match or unlock a stage, then unlock the next stage card, but place no fragments this turn. No scene occurs, and the horror turn is over. On the witness's turn, they choose one of the following 4 options. Act like nothing is wrong, search for meaning, ask for help, or drive someone away. So you get to choose an action on your turn.
And each one has a different kind of mechanic on how you manage the stage cards.
Okay. So really quick, before we actually get into the actual play of this game, is there any, no, we are not going to do this? Are we all pretty much okay with, body horror shit?
There's nothing I can think of that would be too much.
Okay. Kristin?
I mean, I'm the one that would be describing it. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm setting the limit, I guess.
I think for me, I don't think there's anything either. I can't think of anything. I read Junji Ito, so,
okay.
Junji
Ito.
I don't know this one.
Uzumaki. Oh. It's a horror manga artist. So.
Cat Diary.
That is not horror.
It looks like a horror, though.
It does. It's a diary about his cats. And it's done in his horror style manga.
That's adorable.
It's fucking hilarious. So yeah, I don't have any I think I'm okay. I'm open and okay. And if I get to a point where I'm it gross, I have to don't talk, I'll just tell you.
Okay.
All right, so the witness gets to start the first scene.
Okay. So John, when he first gets to the lodge, he goes to his room that Mama Peg has set aside for him, and he very methodically unpacks his suitcase and puts all of his clothes into the drawers. Very nice and neat. He doesn't seem really excited. It's just something to do and to see if there's something he might like. He doesn't really know how to spend his retirement, so...
It is now the horror's turn, and we go ahead and we put a fragment token on the first stage, so we've unlocked Awaken. You're going to frame a scene where the witness encounters and contends with one of the manifestations of horror that already exist. So something that has been going on in John is going to start manifesting.
So John has noticed over a while that his skin has been pretty itchy. And so far he's just chalked it up to, it's winter. Skin always gets dry in winter. Always gets kind of scaly around the legs and dry on the elbows. So he's absently itching, scratching as he's putting his clothes away, and notices that probably too much of it is sloughing off. that maybe starts to alarm you. Maybe you go for the lotion and just figure, wow, this is this must be a crazy winter or something.
Yeah, John it is the winter, and he's had similar problems like this when his skin gets too dry. So, of course, he has all the necessary tools. He goes straight for his bottle of lotion that he has just ready to go, and he puts on an amount, and it doesn't seem to work like it used to. So he puts on a little bit more.
So that's really good. That was great. So now that these 2 scenes are complete, we're going to alternate between horror turns and witness turns. And we're going to start with a horror again. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go right into an actual like game turn. You're going to roll a 4-sided die.
Okay.
What did you get?
4.
So now we're going to unlock the spread stage, which means...
it's available, but nothing is happening yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you can choose one of the 4 options, Brandon.
Okay.
Act like nothing is wrong, search for meaning, ask for help, or drive someone away.
And we only have the 1 token on the 1 card.
Yeah,
Awaken.
Yeah, the Awaken.
Yeah, so I think after he's done putting away his clothes, he's going to kind of search. Yeah, this is a search for meaning action. Okay. He's going to go into the bathroom and kind of take a closer look at his arm. Because some skin has come off. So that's definitely triggered something in his brain that something is off. The lotion isn't being applied, and it's not feeling the same way it normally does in this situation. So he's going to go into the bathroom, turn on all the lights, look into the mirror, and just get a really good close look at his skin.
Okay.
He's not frightened right now. It's just kind of like, so he's wondering if this is something that might be related to age, something he may not have been paying a close attention to his health with all of the focus on work. So he's not going to be too disturbed by this at the moment. Okay.
Sounds good. So mechanical effect of act like nothing is wrong is you may take a fragment from either of the middle stage cards, 2 or 3, and place it on a different stage card. This does not trigger a scene. However, we have not...
Yeah,
nothing happens. So it's just narrative. Okay. So then we go back to the horror's turn. 3.
Yeah, so I think 3 would be
3
open.
is the next one to unlock.
Yeah, so you've unlocked stage 3, Overwhelm. So now we go back to the witness's turn.
So John kind of shrugs off what he's seeing. He'll kind of get back to that later. He's going to get all bundled up and get ready to go out into the slopes. So he puts on his jacket and his scarf and everything, and he heads outside of his room, and he goes to see if Barbara or Jim is around.
So John is still acting like nothing is wrong. Okay. Now we go back to the horror, so you get a roll.
2.
We get to activate a card. So now we activate Spread. Spread is when you place a fragment on this card, create a new manifestation of the horror. Frame a scene where the witness encounters this manifestation for the first time.
I think you're starting to feel more of yourself feel dry, like you're starting to cough. There's the start of a trickle, like maybe you're having a nosebleed. So you can't put lotion in there, but you're feeling like something within you is drying out. Starting to cough, and let's say he coughs hard enough that he can taste blood.
All right, so I guess it's the witness's turn.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if he's like maybe never had, I don't know, is he a smoker?
No, he's a very bland person.
All right,
so like I think he's never really been like majorly sick. So
okay.
So John's walking down the hall, and he meets up with his mom, and he, after feeling so dry and coughing, he goes to tell his mom, is like, it must be the weather or something, but I think I'm coming down with something. I just feel kind of like my whole body's drying out.
Oh, John, let's go into the kitchen. Like, we'll get you some water and some soup, and it'll be fine. Like, you just need to hydrate. And...
No, that's all right, Mom. I'm just gonna go to the slopes. I don't need any of that. I think it's just a cold. It's nothing big. She
starts to grab at your arm to like pull you into it. Like, if you're feeling bad, we need to. And then she looks up at you as you're like, "Hey, Mom, no." And she sees like some blood coming on the side of your mouth, and she's, "John, honey," and she goes to like wipe it. You've got some blood there.
Must have got a nosebleeds. I guess there's a higher elevation in this area. So, do you have any tissue or something? I can just plug it.
She'll pull out of her pocket a pack of like Kleenex tissues for you,
and I just take it and I ball one up and jam it up my nose.
Man, John, you're falling to pieces.
This is what sick people do, right?
All right, cool. And so the horror's turn. You get to roll a die.
4.
Oh, shit. So you've unlocked all stages, and you are normalized.
Now it's going to get real bad from here on out.
Yeah, because basically now anytime you roll, you're going to be adding fragments.
Yep.
Nothing happens for this scene for the horror, so we kill back to John, the witness. And
John makes his way outside. He picks up the skis from... I don't know how ski works. It's like putt-putt, right? They're all just laid out. You just go grab some and hit the slopes. So he grabs the skis and...
At this one, for sure.
And he makes his way out there. He's looking for either Jim or... The mom has probably talked about Herman. Mm-hmm. And since he's new to the slopes, of course, they're going to try and... he's going to go straight for Herman and kind of get the 101 on skiing. Okay. And
he meets up with Herman. Herman's like... Hey, buddy, good to see you again. Or, hey, buddy, good to see you here for the first time ever. God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you could make it out. Yeah, your mom's been super excited about you, like, coming out here and getting to enjoy the slopes and shit. So...
Yeah, I figured I'd try skiing.
And it's all right, let's get on it. Here's some gear and let's get going.
Is this everything I need? And do I need any helmet?
I don't know how skiing works. Amber doesn't know how skiing works. So
do I need any knee pads?
Here's your sticks.
Do I need shin guards?
Pizza, fries.
I stay away from the stuff.
Herman will lead you to the actual, like, what do they call it? The gondola things. Yeah.
The ski lift.
Ski lift. Thank you. A ski lift into the sky.
And I'm going to say that since we're still on stage number 2, that while we're riding the ski lift up there, like the tissue is completely red from the blood. So he takes it out, and then I'd say like a big droplet of blood just falls down through his legs and all the way down on the ground from the ski lift.
This is awesome.
All right.
And then he balls up another tissue.
Shoves it into his nose.
This is fine.
All right. Now the horror turn. Something's definitely going to happen now.
1.
Oh. Awaken.
Well, he's bleeding so much that maybe he's ready to pass out.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like the ski instructor probably looks at this motherfucker like, you're not allowed to come... Like, I can't let you do this. Like, you're actively bleeding. This is an OSHA violation of some kind. I can't allow this. We're going back.
All right. Maybe you're right.
So he listens to the ski instructor?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry. It just became the NPC.
This guy loves authority.
No, you're fine.
He likes rules.
Yeah, he likes rules.
I understand
structure.
laws.
OSHA, you said. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll go back to the witness turn.
Okay. Right now, since John is aware that he's clearly not feeling well, and people are noticing, and in this case, he's going to ask for help in this instance.
Oh, okay.
So he's gonna, his mom was ready to help him with his cold, and clearly it's more than a cold. So he's gonna go back to his mom and kind of take her up on that offer on getting some soup, getting, I don't know, any other kind of medical.
Yeah. So I think that Barbara will look at John when he comes in and notice you're kind of pale and stuff. And she does the mom thing where she feels, oh my gosh, okay, she's going to start taking care of you. And she'll just start like, okay, let's take you back to your room and we'll get soup for you. And like, I told you shouldn't have gone, but you never listened to me, and just kind of starts doting on you and like nagging at you as she brings you back up to your room.
So, yeah, mechanically, this does nothing for me, but narratively, it fits.
Okay.
And I can roll this die, and I'm not going to get any positive out of it, but if I get 3 or 4, then the mom gets infected.
Right.
So I'm going to do that right now.
Okay.
I got a 1. She's not infected.
Okay.
And narratively, kind of being taken back to the room makes him feel a little bit better. I mean, he's still bleeding. He still feels pale. He just thinks that, maybe call a doctor in the morning and something like that.
Okay, sounds good.
Just need some rest. Got a bowl of soup.
A wheat sock.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All right, horror. Oh, boy.
3.
Ooh, 3. Overwhelm.
Ooh, this is a good place to be overwhelmed.
Yes, actually, this is perfect. Overwhelm. When you place a fragment on this card, frame a scene in which the horror overwhelms the witness's defenses in some way.
I think what's happening now is that as you sleep, you maybe think you feel a little more rested, and then you wake up and your eyes feel so dry that they won't open.
Ew.
And so now you can't quite... I mean, you're awake now, but what can you do if you can't see anything? We're just looking at me.
It just reminds me of Pink Eye.
I'm not saying... I'm not necessarily saying they're sealed shut.
I have to relate a story when I was a kid. And I woke up. My eyes were so crusted over, I could not open them. My mom had to get a wet rag, the warm, just to get my eyes open.
I've experienced this before. It's fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
I've had a shaving cream incident.
Oh, God.
It was like, it just keeps foaming. And so it was, I definitely woke up with an eye.
For me, it was pink eye. I had pink eye really bad when I was like 6 years old. And I remember laying down sleeping on the couch as a kid. And when I woke up, I couldn't open my eyes. And like my eye would open just enough that I could like pinhole. And my family fucking didn't take care of me. I don't know where the hell anybody was. So I had to walk to my grandma's bathroom and like wash my own goddamn eye. I think it was an 8. I was probably 8 or 9.
And, like feel along the walls.
Yes. And then like take warm water and wash my eye from all the crust.
So I'm going to say John hasn't had this kind of experience growing up. So he's probably kind of freaked out right now that he can't open his eyes.
Ugh. That's awesome. So now it's back to the witness's turn.
Emotionally, I'm kind of overwhelmed right now. I'm feeling pretty terrible. My eyes are crusty. I can't see. I'm not comfortable with the room layout yet, but I know in general the general direction of where the bathroom is. So I'm going to kind of like get out of bed and my arms outstretched, trying to like make sure I don't bump into walls. So I'm going to try and get to the bathroom and get to that sink so I can put my face down and start getting some to uncrust my eyes.
Do you maybe fill up the sink and just shove your face in there?
Yeah, like this is, I'm going to say that's good. So I turn on the water, plug the sink, and then just dip my face in there trying to, because my eyes are just so dry.
Oh, God.
My insides are just so dry.
Oh, boy.
So I'm just like, I'm dipping my head in. I dip my head back up, and I get some water in my hand to kind of drink a little bit, just to try and get my throat wet.
So you're gonna search for meaning? Is that what this is?
Oh yeah, there are moves that I need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a search for meaning, and it says if you roll less than the number of fragments on the card. Oh, choose unlocks. Okay.
Yeah, but it looks like there's no punishment for not, unlike the other one.
Yeah, and I can't roll under anyway either.
Right.
So that's just something I do narratively.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that's something that it says in the rules is like early on, the mechanical effects won't really apply.
All right, the horror. You get to roll again.
I'm starting to get scared, guys.
Yeah. A 1.
Fuck. I gotta think of something else. I think I want to give you another coughing fit, but you actually cough up blood this time. Okay. It's not just the taste, but your mouth now may be close to throwing up blood.
Are my eyes still sealed?
No, I'll give you some eyes.
Okay, so I could see a little bit. Oh, I could see just enough to see
like
the
maybe
big...
swollen.
And I have the sink plugged up, so I cough blood right into that pool of water.
Oh God!
And my eye can barely open, but all I see is just a huge pool of red.
Yep.
Ugh.
Like food dye.
Oh, I bet there's some solid chunks in there too.
Oh God.
Yes, there are.
Nasty. Okay, now it's the witness's turn. Act like nothing is wrong. This is just a normal day for John Barger.
I'm just getting old, that's all. This is my new life.
Retirement sure is awful.
So for this one, I'm going to, again, ask for help.
Okay. So Jim Sloan is outside of your room. He's looking for you because he was supposed to meet him at the slopes. Mm-hmm. And so you hear this knocking on the door.
Who is it?
It's Jim.
Jim, I need your help. Jim, come on in. The door's unlocked.
And so Jim will just open the door, walk in, and he goes into where he's heard your voice, which is coming from the bathroom. So he walks to the bathroom, and he just sees like the dryness has gotten to the point where it's like around like your neck area, like the crease of your neck area. And so he sees like you looking kind of like really scaly, and then your eyes are just like open, just like slits.
I love this.
And there's just blood dribbling down your chin. He's like, holy shit, John, what the fuck's going on?
I kind of lose control and I cough and blood just kind of splatters him a little bit.
And it hits his face and he's like, oh my God, we have to get to the doctor.
He's infected.
Okay. He's supposed to be like unseeing and tired, but like this is too obvious. Like John looked awful. So
like you were maybe fine when we got here.
Yeah.
And now you're suddenly coughing up blood.
Oh God. So he will take you to his car. So he's going to drive you to the hospital.
Okay. And I'm just moaning, coughing, blood everywhere down the halls.
Right. All right.
2.
Okay. That is spread.
Ooh.
That's a new thing.
That's a good one.
I'm very excited for this one. So as you get in the car, it's a little hard to sit down. You feel yourself wanting to cough, but you can't really lift your arms. It's not like you're too weak, but you're just stiff. You can't really move your arms the way you want. So everything about you is starting to maybe lock up, along with all this dryness and now this coughing that you can't do, but you feel like you want to. I think you can probably. Yeah.
Okay, so it is now the witness's turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. So I'll ask Jim to kind of like, I'm trying to cough. I can kind of do it. I can't cough fully. I need someone to pat me on my back. So
he'll drive one hand and right hand. He'll try to like help you, like, cause it sounds like you're choking. So go ahead. 3. So he's already infected.
Happens. Okay.
I want to say like at one point he hits your back and then it's enough of a cough that like something comes out. A clot comes out.
Just lands right on the dashboard.
Right.
Yes, it's like gooey.
Yeah.
And jiggling.
Oh.
Yeah. Jim is definitely infected.
If he wasn't before, he is now.
Yeah, fuck. Okay, that's great. So now it's the horror's turn again.
Fuck.
And he's speeding. Like, he's, like, driving really fast. Like,
well, he's freaked the fuck out now. Like,
he probably gives a side eye to that lump on the dashboard.
Oh, God, it looks awful. Oh. 4 shit.
Oh.
Normalize.
Oh, God, how would this work? Okay.
This is increasing. This is great.
Yeah, the rolls that we're getting are perfect.
When you place a fragment on this card, frame a scene in which the horror becomes more normalized, where the witness overlooks or accepts the role and place of the horror in their life.
I think this takes the form of kind of like an existential crisis.
I think so, too.
Because, like, he is just... well, I'm not going to say what happens, because that's your bag, but emotionally, he feels like...
He's maybe at peace.
Yeah, you reach a point where you're just sick, and you're just like, this is just how it is right now.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
So tell me what happens.
I think we're probably looking at a situation where he sees this glob of blood jelly on the dash, and he looks up at the mirror in the visor and sees his face of like, he's looking at himself through slivers of his eyes, and his eyes are red, and his skin is like obviously dry. It's like a different color than he's used to.
Oh God.
I think he's able to compartmentalize somehow. Like, the doctors will figure it out. It's all okay.
He would definitely have full trust in the doctors.
Yes. Yeah. They have their schooling and they have their rules.
He's fully expecting to be healed after this doctor visit.
Yes. This is all I need.
This looks like eczema.
Yeah. Sure.
This is just a bad case of...
This is my skin now.
Wow, we got 5 tokens, guys.
I know. It's one more and it's over. All right, Brandon. So it's your turn as a witness. If you don't mind me setting up this part, that you can take over.
Yeah.
So Jim has been rushing, getting you to the hospital, and you guys pull up to the ER area. He gets you out. He's starting to I don't think John can move as fast anymore. Mm-hmm. He's kind of like, because of the rigidness, kind of like, hobbling. And Jim gets, we need somebody now.
So here's kind of here's the dilemma that we have right now. So if I ask Jim for help, by help I mean he takes care of everything that's going on right now. He shuffles me and everything. The problem is if I roll a 1 and I clear those 2 stage 2 tokens, then the game is over. I don't like that. But then at the same time, if I don't do anything, the game is over because the horror...
Because you totally lose.
Yeah. So...
Do you want to win or lose?
I just want to keep going. I want more stuff to happen. So what I'm going to do here is narratively, this is a search for meaning.
That makes sense.
I'm in a hospital bed. A doctor is there looking over me, over the symptoms and everything.
Yes.
He's
Hooked up to an IV.
He is boggled right now because probably thinks I'm on drugs, like special lawyer.
Oh, like you ate bath salts or something?
Yeah, like
Or
special,
bath
yeah,
salts?
special lawyer drugs that they have when you're super
I don't
rich
think he
and-
knows you're a lawyer.
That's probably true.
A limitless pill.
Yeah, this is.
Yes.
He
Yes.
probably thinks I'm on bath salts. So, this is kind of what the search for meaning will take the form of.
Okay, gotcha.
So if I roll a 1, then we continue. If I roll not 1, then the game is over next round. Hey,
You got a 1.
So we just increment mine by 1. Yeah. So this is like the best thing to do because it continues and
Oh my
and
gosh.
now you can do more gross stuff to me. I want to see some more symptoms.
Okay. All right. 4. Normalized. Fine.
Yes.
The game is over.
Oh, when 2 is on normalized?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Permanently entwined, 2 fragments rest upon the normalized stage card. Together, frame and narrate a scene about how the horror has integrated itself into the witness's life and body and remains there permanently. So I think you got it. You look happy.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I have a couple ideas too for
for
my
it.
side of it. No. You start with yours.
No, I know what my thing is, so I want to hear what your ideas are.
So he's worked all of his life. He's worked 54 years. He's finally going to enjoy life. He goes to the lodge,
This is so good.
gets infected.
Everything you're saying works so good for me.
And now he's in this bed. He's hopeful the doctors are going to take care of everything. He's going to, just a couple days of feeling gross. He's going to be back out on the slopes. I think now he is trapped in this bed for the rest of his life.
That's all very good. He has this instinct to pull out the IV, so he does. And he completes drying out. He's a mummy. That's the thing. He's becoming a mummy.
He's getting mummified
He
from
was
the inside.
mummified. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The nosebleed was
Yeah.
ejecting the brain.
Oh, God.
So like everything he was coughing up,
Yep,
brain particles.
Organs.
symbolic of the organs. Stiff in his bed. He's just waiting for his next life.
Oh, my God.
He's stiff. He can't move. He's in bed.
He has reached nirvana.
He feels all of this pain. He probably feels like he's in nirvana after he adjusts to this pain that he feels constantly. At a certain point,
Suffering is part of it, man.
Yeah, at a certain point, he becomes kind of euphoric. He's not getting better or worse in the hospital, but the hospital can't just hang on to this person because I think Barbara will have a room for him in the ski lodge that will be, in a secluded part of the lodge, not where a lot of people don't go. And
The corpse son.
she's going to take care of John.
Like a door is open in the lodge and you can see the mom sitting at a chair and like she's going, oh, there, honey. And like
Yeah.
the camera pans a little bit and so it sees into the door and there's like this mummified husk body being fed.
Yes.
All right. That's the game.
Gross.
Yes, messed up. All right. I always think it's so hilarious when we start out like so shaky and then like we get into it.
There's always like so much self-loathing at the beginning
Yeah,
of
like
these
I
games.
don't understand how I'm doing what I'm doing, or like I'm like, and I'm me. Like it was
All
really.
three of us had these moments of like, I hate what I'm saying.
Yes, I did.
I don't know how much of it was the game design itself versus us being really lucky with rolls and how things have, because like the stages unlocked in really nice ways that would fit that kind of scenario, especially the symptoms.
Especially like later on, yeah, for sure. But early, it felt like, what have I gotten myself into?
Right. I think I kind of GM'd this because I didn't have any other thing to do as a support role. So I was just trying to help facilitate you guys.
That's
but
important.
like, I honestly think you guys have gotten better at like putting the pieces together of stuff, like seeing where the dots connect and where you can, what you can do. Like just from you guys playing like my very first game, Damn the Man, where it was like, that was a more rules heavy game. And this was a lot more like you have to like piece things together. And I even know that in the first game of Damn the Man, Kristin, you were saying like, what do I even do here?
Yeah.
And then this one, you're like, oh, I got this idea. Oh, I got this idea. Oh, I got this. So it's just really cool to see that happening between you two. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my outside perspective.
It was easier for me in this one because I was able to have control of both characters at once. And so I was forced to think about both characters at the same time.
Yeah.
Whereas in other games, they're not necessarily my characters, and so I have to leave it up to them.
Right.
But when I'm in control of everyone, then I have to be paying that much more attention.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean.
And so I think that helped me.
Like, basically, your guys are just passing back and forth agency over John.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we basically shared a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was easy for me because I didn't have to worry about the horror part. I was just focused on John and what he was thinking of the horror.
Yeah.
And basic actions of what he would do. And it was really simple because it was a lot of other people tending to John. Like John just like asking for help, and
John was very passive.
that that's pretty much all John did was he put socks in a drawer.
I put some lotion on.
and he agreed to go to the doctor. That was about it.
Yeah.
He got kicked out of ski lift.
Yeah. I like that we had the rules that we did because it allowed. I was worried about one person winning too quickly before like we can get to like the really good symptoms.
Right.
I would have been bummed out if I had won and I just kind of shrugged off the mummification that was happening. 'Cause
Yeah.
how do you do that?
It's more, I always think it's funny. It's like, when I play games, I'm always like, I want to do something really interesting. And winning isn't always interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
I wanted to see these weird symptoms.
Right.
I don't care about John Barger.
And see, the way I was thinking of it was, since he has spent all of his life being monotonous, that like this was going to be just succumbing to that of like spiritually drying out.
Yeah.
And so the way to reverse that would have been to get close to people.
Yeah.
And it was really cool for me to watch, like, as you did get close to people, it got a little better.
Uh-huh.
But then as they got infected, or as things, kept getting worse, it got closer and closer to that spiritual drying out.
Huh. That's really cool.
Poor Jim.
So for me, knowing the end was like, you are dropping all of these hints that are so good for me. Like,
Right.
they're perfect.
Nice.
I hope that was a good like suggestion for you when I gave it to you. Like, just think about what your end goal is for the horror
Yeah,
manifestation.
I totally knew
Okay.
what the end, like,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I had a couple ideas that I was playing, like you were talking about dissolving, and that was maybe my first thing was like, here's this guy that's been pampered his whole life, so maybe it starts with foot pain, and maybe he just chalks it up to gout or something, but I was like,
just a case of gout.
no, I like having this idea of this guy that's not really been connected to anyone emotionally,
Soulless.
just giving into that.
It's like, I'm okay. Put some lotion on it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Gross.
God. Ew.
Yeah, I never got to do the fixation where just the constant applying of lotion. But I think just airing that out, just throwing
I
it
know.
out there
I love
was
that
gross.
image of like, you just keep pouring lotion just into dry skin.
Gross.
Ugh.
And it's like, doesn't really soak in.
Yeah, just like you just have layers
Yeah.
of
There. It's just
lotion
gooey.
and gooey, and it doesn't ever absorb into your skin.
Nope.
Ugh.
Wintertime.
That was fun. I liked it. That was a fun game. It's really, I would be.
Yeah, I think once we got a hang of the rules,
Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah. I think,
maybe a little more prep next time on it.
Amber's
My part, for sure.
Amber's part, definitely. I feel bad. Like, I should have read this more thorough. I did read it last night, but I didn't really read it thoroughly. I kind of knew the idea of what was going on, but like, it's obvious. Also, don't. I know it was a GM-less game, but I kind of did, like I said at the beginning, I'm kind of facilitating, like, hey, this is your time to roll. Hey, this is when you should be taking your action.
Yeah.
And kind of
That's an
summarizing
important
things.
part. You're
Yeah,
the
and-
MC.
Yeah.
I appreciate having that guidance as well,
Okay,
as
good.
somebody who hasn't played many of these. Like, I just haven't seen what games can do.
Right.
And this is a game that seemed to encourage collaboration,
Yes.
especially with the final outcome. It
Yeah.
was specific about like, oh yeah, do this scene together.
Right.
And I think the staying in the hospital bed or staying in the lodge bed plus the mummification was a really good
Worked for me so good.
collaboration.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I really liked your idea of the mom taking him back to the lodge and like
She would, because
yeah,
she's
she would
needy.
Yeah.
She needs
So
her
good.
son back, who she lost
So
from.
good. So,
All right. Well, I'm going to end this podcast. So, thank you guys for playing this on the fly. Mm-hmm. We
I hope it's a good episode.
I hope it should be a good episode.
it'll get there.
It'll be fine.
It's a little rocky for the beginning, but
Yeah, they
we get into it.
they always
Yeah.
are. Oh my God. Okay, so thank you for playing.
Yeah, thank you for the body
thanks for
horror.
running.
Yep. And as I stare off into the distance, thinking about John
Yep.
Barker mummifying. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Who's
right.
taking care of John Barger?
That's
Barbara Margaret Barger?
Mama Peg.
Mama Peg.
Mama Peg. That's the name of the episode. It's going to be Who's Taking Care of John Barger? All right. The end.
All right.
That turned out okay.
Can you get some Foley work in this episode?
Yeah, hell yeah, I get some Foley work in that episode.
What was that?
I can't get past the gate sometimes.
Oh, fuck! It's fucking awful!
I finally have a use for this weird talent.
Should have been in front of microphone sooner.
I'll be quiet, dude, for real. I have known you for 3 years. Why have I never heard this before?
Because I've been conditioned to not do it ever.
Society has told me.
Never. I can't walk around and sound like a fucking toad. Man, outtakes are going to be great. So I think I'm starting to loosen up with this whole podcast deal, and I don't really feel the need to have standalone intros anymore, so fuck them. They're gone, and it's only going to be outros from now on. Unfortunately, I still have to work an actual day job, which means I get busy every once in a while, and stuff like business trips happen, and I think that I'm going to have time to prep for a game, but I really don't have the time to prep for a game, which is why I ran Abnormal instead of The Warren. Shapeshift is a member of the Geekspective Network. You can find me online on Twitter at ShapeshiftCast for podcast news, or at Rocket Orca, which is my personal one. If you've been enjoying the show, please consider leaving a rating or review on iTunes and sharing the show with others. I would greatly appreciate that. Another way you could help me out is by becoming a patron at Patreon/Geekspective. I post things like Shapeshift bloopers, which I actually gave a sample of at the end of this episode's game audio. Thanks for listening. See you in 2 weeks for... I hope we play The Warren. I really want to play The Warren. I want to be a bunny.